It has been a crazy 24 hours to say the least. We are in El Centro. This is a U-Haul, so that means that things are not going quite as we planned. It is our final day here in Las Vegas. Trailer is loaded up and ready to go to Baja, so we're gonna be rolling out of here in just a few minutes. Ready, Lori?
I'm ready.
Cheryl, you ready?
Ready.
Ready. We're good to go. Richard's still inside doing some business.
We left Nevada on into California and then Arizona, and everything was going flawlessly until 20 miles from our destination in the middle of the desert, everything went south.
Tomorrow.
It has been a crazy 24 hours to say the least. We are in El Centro. This is a U-Haul, so that means that things are not going quite as we planned. Our trailer, or the Hamptons trailer, is over there. It stayed there overnight as we went to a hotel. The car is at the hotel and it's not moving. It's broke. I'll have to explain here in a little bit.
Desert RV service was great. Even though they were full and didn't have space for the Hamptons trailer, they made it happen. If you're ever in the Brawley area and need some RV supplies, they had a really nice little store that seemed to be well stocked, so stop on by and give them a try. Renting a U-Haul and a tow dolly was much cheaper than a tow truck to go the 90 miles to Yuma. Once we were loaded up, the Hamptons dropped Lorena and I off at the Mexican border, and they headed off to Yuma.
All right, if you take a look around here, Lori and I are at the border crossing in Mexicali, and we're walking across.
Walking to Mexico.
The story goes, we were driving with the Hamptons down to Baja with a trailer and towing it with their Chrysler Town & Country minivan, and the transmission went out. Luckily, before we crossed the border.
Yes, in the
So
USA.
the van is now at AMCO transmission, or on its way to AMCO transmission. Richard and Cheryl are taking it there. In Yuma, we are about to walk across into Mexicali, take an Uber to the airport, fly back to Los Barriles,
From where we started.
get a Durango that's down there, come back up, grab the trailer, head back to Los Barriles.
Yes.
Wow, it's gonna be quite the week, folks.
By then, 2 weeks.
By then, 2 weeks. So the adventure continues. We just crossed onto the Mexico side. That's the sign there. We just gotta go check in and we're good to go.
Is this familiar? Here's where we cross with the caravan.
Yeah. All right, that is a long walk across Mexicali East from the American side.
We're sweating our asses.
So I don't recommend going that route. But I will say the border crossing was, I don't know, 2-3 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, did you check our backpacks, the suitcase,
Yeah.
stamp our passports?
It was not a painful process. It was more a painful, well,
It's a painful walk.
it's a painful walk. Now we're heading out. We're gonna try and find an area where we can grab an Uber so that we can Uber over to the airport. And I guess we never mentioned that. We're coming over here to Mexicali to the airport because flights from here are super cheap. You can get them last minute, and we're heading back to Los Barriles.
Have I mentioned it's hot? It's 100 degrees.
Mucho calor.
We are concussion.
We have made it to the airport. We've never flown out of Mexicali before, so we're just trying to figure out the lay of the land and where we need to go, if we need to check in or not. So Lori's doing that now. Security took us, I don't know, what, 4 minutes, 5 minutes? We just went right through.
You don't have to take off your shoes here.
Yeah, none of that.
Although somebody forgot
Yeah,
to take
I didn't
his
take
belt.
off my belt, so they just, the lady laughed and slapped me on the hand. That was it. But yeah, we're in here. This is the Valaris terminal. It's, I don't know, it's very small terminal. Although we need to find out there's a VIP lounge over here. I think we might have to find out how we get in there. All right, we are through check-in process. And we are heading out to the plane. This is crazy doing this out on the ramp. Hola, buenas tardes. Now this will be my first time flying Valaris, but Lori has flown Valaris before,
Many
right?
times. It's
Yeah.
like your cheaper alternative, but still very clean, very nice plane.
Yeah, the seats all look great. Check these out. I mean, they're not super soft or anything,
I mean, we're not first
but
class.
yeah, we're not first class. There's no first class on this entire
There's
plane.
just Premier.
Yeah, Premier. It's all
That's
three
all. Gives you
3
more
rows.
leg room. Yeah.
3 seats on each side all the way up, so pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, legroom's not too bad, and the seats are somewhat comfy, so
As long as you're not over 6 foot tall.
yeah. If you're any bigger than this, it's gonna be it'll be a little bit tight, but so far so good. I love this getting off the plane thing on the tarmac. It's kind of cool. Check that out. You ready, Laurie?
I can't hear you.
2,000 years later.
Lorena and I are going on a good old-fashioned Paul Lorena road trip. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
This northbound Baja road trip was going to be a 2-day, 728 kilometer a day cannonball run style trip with little to no stopping. Once we pointed the Durango north, we rolled up over the mountains through El Triunfo and into La Paz, the capital city of Baja California Sur. This would be our first fuel stop.
Had to make a quick fuel stop here just outside of La Paz. Then we're back on the road, rocking north. Next stop, Ciudad Constitucion.
Once we leave La Paz and head northwest into the high desert towards the Pacific side of Baja, the first cities we get to are Ciudad Constitucion and Ciudad Insurgentes. The road here is pretty good and you can make up a lot of time through these areas. Then we turn northeast again, head through the high desert, and eventually drop back down towards the Sea of Cortez. Just south of Loreto, we decided to give our butts a rest and check out a spot we had never stopped at before.
We have driven by the Hotel Trapui and the marina area several times. We decided we'd stop in and check it out.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
We need to stretch our legs.
and I need to pee. Is that too much information?
TMI.
Probably. TMI. TMI on TME.
Hotel Trapui is on the way into the marina, but the marina is called Puerto Escondido, or Hidden Port. It's a beautiful spot with some really cool boats, a small, well-stocked market, and clean restrooms. We were going to have lunch at the restaurant, but decided we would stop at an overlook just up the road that we had never stopped at before.
We've never stopped at this overlook.
Because we're always in a rush somewhere, right?
Yeah, we're just south of Loreto, and Uncalito is right here. This is the Uncalito Bay. We've actually stayed in the RV the first year. We stayed down in there. And we kayaked out to that island out there and around the corner. It was awesome, but this is absolutely beautiful here.
After a relaxing lunch break on the overlook, we hit the road north again, blasting past Loreto, and began the spectacular drive along the coast of Bahia Concepcion. You want to keep your eye on the road here because it can get narrow in spots, but it's challenging considering how amazing the view is along this part of the drive. If you have time and are traveling in an RV of some sort, there are so many places to stay along here. Our favorite happens to be Playa Santispac because of ease of access, but there are many others including Playa Requesón, Playa Coyote, and Playa Los Cocos. Continuing north, we rolled through the historic town of Mulaje and then stopped for fuel in Santa Rosalia.
Well, we've made it to Santa Rosalia. Lorena is at the office here getting a factura for gas. That's a business write-off thing for us to give to Cheryl and Richard. So they'll be able to write that off on their business. And this is one of those old mining towns where they're slowly turning this stuff into tourist stuff, but they're not quite finished yet, but it's going to be really cool. There's some kind of museum in there. We haven't had a chance to get in there yet. And we're not going to get a chance to do it today because we got to get down the road. Our stop tonight is going to be San Ignacio.
1 hour later.
We have arrived in San Ignacio. I don't know if you're going to be able to read that sign. It's Hotel La Huerta.
La Huerta.
La Huerta. We arrived just after sunset, or I guess just at dark. And that's the time of day that I hate driving. Where it's a little, I can't see great at that time of day where the light is just not quite enough to see well, and the headlights don't do anything. And our room is right here, 102. It was super handy for the car, and the room is really very nice. Check that out. Very pleasant, very nice room here in San Ignacio. So if you're in San Ignacio, Hotel La Huerta, and it's just a couple of blocks from downtown. So we're gonna
3-minute walking distance from the actual downtown. That's super cute.
Yeah, so we're gonna walk down there now and grab some dinner. Yes. Ready? Well, as soon as we drop our backpacks.
I was gonna say we need to get ready. Do we look tired?
I don't think we look too tired. Do you want to bring your backpack?
No.
Well, who's gonna carry this key? It's like freaking enormous. Oh, I'm surprised. Yeah, but now I need to go close the door. All right, Lorena, if there was ever a time where ghosts were going to rear their head, it would be in front of a mission that was built.
Mission.
Yeah, back in the day.
Oh,
and
you know what?
nothing is around.
Oh, always open for a first, right?
Absolutely. Check that place out.
I believe it's volcanic rock, the walls. And that's why they're that wide and high.
Buenas noches. Okay, one thing I will say. Yeah, you just keep stuff in your face, that's fine. The one thing I will say, when you're in these small towns in Baja, when you order chips and salsa, make sure you get gringo salsa, because holy smokes.
I don't think you can order a heap. Whatever comes in.
Green salsa, which is normally mild. Wow.
It's not. Maybe in the US.
It's not normally mild. Normally red is hot, green is go. Or maybe red is hot, green is gringo. But not down here.
No.
That stuff is brutal.
It's good.
And I can't stop eating it. It's just crazy.
It's
yeah.
tasty.
Yeah, it's
So you
tasty
can't
too.
stop.
I'm gonna go through about 6 Cokes, I think. It's awesome. Okay, help me out here, Lori. What did you get?
I got chiles rellenos, that is a stuffed pepper with cheese, rice
Awesome.
and beans, and you got garlic fish,
Garlic fish. I don't know what kind of fish it is, but it's fish.
mashed potatoes.
Yes. And then, of course, our flour tortillas. Gonna be good. Not something you see every day. We're walking back and there's a giraffe back here. That's interesting. Hey, Mr. Giraffe. All right, day 1 of our about 5-day road trip, I guess,
Yes.
is over. 726 kilometers today from Los Barriles to San Ignacio. And from San Ignacio to Mexicali is 728 kilometers. So within just a couple kilometers, it's the halfway point.
We are halfway.
Absolutely. And with that being said, it was also Friday the 13th, and we traveled all day without anything bad happening.